I've got a really unsettling story that happened to me on Tinder that I feel like I need to share. A few months ago, I matched with this girl, let's call her Sarah. And at first, everything seemed normal. We had some good conversations, shared interests, and even exchanged phone numbers. But things quickly took a dark turn. Sarah started getting way too attached way too fast. She would send me messages constantly, even if I didn't reply right away. She'd ask why I wasn't responding and would get really upset about it. It was like she was monitoring my online status and getting angry if I wasn't always available. Then came the barrage of questions about my personal life. She wanted to know where I lived, where I worked, my daily routine, all the details. I tried to keep things vague, but she somehow managed to piece together a lot of information about me. She'd mentioned places I've been to recently, like my favorite coffee shop, or events I attended, which was creepy because I hadn't mentioned them anywhere on my profile. The breaking point was when she sent me a long message listing all the places I had been in the past week. My gym, my workplace, even the bar I had visited with my friends. She told me she had been around and had seen me at these places. I felt like I was being watched, and it sent shivers down my spine. I confronted her, telling her that her behavior was making me uncomfortable and that I needed some space. She didn't take it well at all. She accused me of leading her on, said she thought we had a connection, and that I was being rude for pushing her away. It was as if she had developed an intense obsession with me in such a short amount of time. I immediately unmatched and blocked her on Tinder and all my other social media accounts, but that wasn't the end of it. She somehow found my Instagram account, which was private, and requested to follow me. I rejected her request, but then she started sending me messages through the account's direct message requests. It was clear she was going to great lengths to keep tabs on me. I was seriously freaked out at this point. I blocked her on Instagram too, and changed my settings to make sure my profile was as private as possible. It was shocking how someone I had never met in person could become so obsessed and intrusive. This experience really opened my eyes to the potential dangers of online dating and the importance of setting boundaries early on. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of making connections, but it's crucial to be vigilant about red flags. Trust your gut instinct, and if someone's behavior crosses into the realm of creepy, don't hesitate to cut ties and protect yourself. A while back, I matched with this guy on Tinder, let's call him Alex. From the start, there was something off about him, but I brushed it aside as nerves or maybe a different sense of humor. Boy, was I wrong. Our conversations began innocently enough, but they quickly turned explicit and uncomfortable. Alex started sending me incredibly inappropriate messages, even after I expressed my discomfort. I tried to set boundaries and steer the conversation away from that kind of talk, but he seemed fixated on pushing the limits. Then came the barrage of unsolicited, explicit photos. I was shocked and disgusted. I hadn't given any indication that I was interested in that kind of interaction. When I called him out on it, he played it off as a joke and blamed it on his friends having access to his phone. It was beyond creepy, but the worst was yet to come. One day, he casually mentioned the street I lived on, and I was taken aback. I never mentioned my address to him, so how did he know? He began describing my apartment complex, and even mentioned landmarks nearby. I was terrified. It was clear he had been stalking me online, digging into my social media profiles to gather information. I confronted him about it, asking how he knew all this about me. Instead of apologizing or backing off, he laughed it off and said he liked to research his matches to make the conversation more personal. I felt like I was being hunted, like he was invading my privacy at every turn. The final straw was when he sent me a photo of my own car parked outside my apartment. He had somehow found a picture of it on one of my public social media accounts and recognized it. I was horrified. My personal space had been violated in the most invasive way. I immediately unmatched and blocked him on Tinder, but the fear didn't go away. I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, of not being safe even in my own home. I went through all my social media accounts and tightened up my privacy settings, but the damage was done. This experience left me scarred, questioning the safety of online dating and the potential for strangers to turn into obsessive, dangerous individuals. It's easy to get excited about making connections, but this story serves as a reminder that not everyone has good intentions. Trust your instincts, report any suspicious behavior, and don't hesitate to cut off contact if someone crosses boundaries. Your safety should always be the top priority. For more content like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.